Yo guys, what is good? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. You're going to see and hear a lot of my face and voice over the next month or so get used to it. But before we get into it, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel because we are here to, of course, preview tomorrow's game, Inter versus Bologna. At the moment, I'm just watching on the sideline, Atalanta and Juventus playing out a 0-0 draw. We want this would be a nice result to keep Atalanta off Inter's back. But of course, yesterday, Verona weren't able to help us. Verona just, took the shots, took the punches from Napoli and laid down. So that means Napoli go to 47 points. But it also still means that if Inter win their 2 games in hand, they're still above Napoli. They're being annoying now. How much juice have this Napoli team got without Kvaratskhelia as well? That is one of the interesting questions that I was replying to on Twitter today. To Safu was, asking the same question. I wonder when this Napoli team will fall off. Surely it will come. So I thought I'll take a look. When did Juve fall off last season? Juve, who were glued to us, as you can see from my tweet, up until match day 21. We were on 54. They were on 52. And then this is where the downfall started. They drew to Empoli. Milik got sent off. I know a lot of Juve fans blame Milik for, not or losing the Scudetto in a way, but yeah, whatever. And then obviously match day 23, we played Juve at home and we beat them 1-0. And that's when their downfall started. And our Scudetto title, you could say, that was when it was kind of, it was one horse race after that. So, we are behind in terms of match days, but we are on match day, Napoli are on match day 20. The rest of Serie A is on match day 20. So how long can they keep this up for? Will they go as much as Juve, match day 21, 22? It seems like they might have a little bit more legs and a bit more juice than that Juve, of course, because of the Antonio Conte factor. That is a big, big factor. And, their squad, they still have a lot of the Scudetto winners in this Napoli squad, even though they keep leaving. Osimhen, Kvara now, Kim. But they still have Di Lorenzo, Meret, Anguissa, Rahmani, Lobotka, of course, Politano. A lot of those guys are still there. Juan Jesus. So let's see. Let's see what Napoli's got. But all Inter can do is continue winning. Tomorrow, 7:45 p.m. kickoff against Bologna. Bologna actually a low-key bogey team for Inter, guys. When you think about it, this is our last 6 meetings. We've won twice. They've won 3 times. Of course, in recent memories, we also remember Bologna for Radu Gate, of course, when Milan won the Scudetto. But even more recently, you can see it's a very up and down, not very predictable. Last time at home, we beat them 6-1. Oh, sorry, no, this was 2 years ago. Last time at home, we lost to them. But I think that was the Coppa Italia. And then in the league before that, it was 2-2. Oh, yeah, actually, I remember the Xerxes, very soft goal we conceded. And then we beat them away last season, 1-0. So mixed. And, this is a Vincenzo Italiano Bologna, different from Thiago Motta's Bologna. But they have been in decent form, Italiano, a coach that I rate, but not too highly. I thought he was a bit overrated a few years ago, but now I think his work is getting underrated. They've done awfully in the Champions League, but in the league, Bologna are not doing too shabby at all. They've actually been doing almost, I think they're on par with their season last year and the Thiago Motta, which of course was one of their best seasons ever. And now at the moment, they are 8th on 29 points. And, they don't concede too many goals. They don't score too much, but they don't concede too much either. So it will be an interesting game tomorrow. If we have a look at their predicted lineup, I mean, this is FOTMob, so not super reliable. Ignore the Inter one. 4-2-3-1. Pobega, Freuler in the middle. Ferguson, who has picked up form again after his ACL. Santiago Castro, of course, guy to keep an eye out for. Has been linked to Inter, a mini Lautaro, they call him. You can see the resemblance in terms of his size, ball striking ability. Is like very feisty Argentinian young striker. Odegaard, some guys might remember him. He used to be part of our youth team, 5, 6, 7 years ago. In the Spalletti era, I remember him. Berkema is a centre back I'm keeping a looking out for in terms of potential future material for centre back. Very good on the ball, but they have Abisher out, Lazuzi out, and they had someone suspended as well. It doesn't show here, but I think Lukumi is suspended, so Ehrlich steps in, which is good. He's not very good. But yeah, tricky Bologna team. But now let's get on to Inter, to our predicted lineup. At the moment, we don't have the Sky Sport Italia, which you guys know is my go-to and I think the most reliable, but they haven't put out their predicted lineups, updated ones for tomorrow yet. So we're going to go with a mixture of Pasquale Guarro here, Inter journalist that works for Calciomercato, Tele Lombardia, etc. He has put out this lineup with Darmian continuing at right centre back, Bastoni still playing, same midfield as against Venezia. Well, actually, yeah, pretty much same lineup as against Venezia, apart from Thuram coming in and Di Marco coming in, and that's it, really, right? Yeah, that's the only changes. Oh yeah, Di Marco and Thuram. So, what do you guys think of that? Asllani, of course, has to continue. Frattesi is out with an injury. I think some people wanted to see Frattesi start. I wouldn't have minded. I think Inzaghi also said he probably would have started the game against Venezia if it wasn't for his injury. It's not transfer market related. I know some people's minds, conspiracy theories always goes to that, but he has been carrying the small niggling injury for a while. He might be on the bench again. He might make an appearance off the bench again, like he did last game. But it will be the same midfield, and Asllani, of course, once again has to step up. And again, this might be higher than the level that a lot of us think Asllani is good enough for. I think most of us believe him to be good enough for the second half, lower half of the table, but not quite good enough for these games. Bologna is definitely a top 8, top 9, top 10 team. And these are the types of games. We haven't seen Asllani too much in these. I'll have to admit that. One game that comes to mind is last season, match day 22, if I remember correctly, away to Fiorentina. Asllani starting with Frattesi. We won 1-0. So there is proof that we have won and also kept a clean sheet against a big team with Asllani starting there. So if he performs like Venezia, but a little bit better than the Venezia one, silly yellow card, if he can avoid that, but his overall performance against Venezia, keep his eye defensively switched on, I wouldn't mind. At the back, Pavard, Gazzetta has Pavard starting, but I doubt it. Guarro has Darmian starting. I think Pavard's come back from over a month out with that injury that he had. I doubt he has the full 90 minutes in his leg or even be able to place 60, 70. But it would be nice to let, Darmian, who you saw at the end of the Venezia game when he made those couple of sprints, he was, had a cramp at the end. It would be nice to give him some rest and let him, come in for Pavard in the second half if possible at right centre back. That would be very solid for us. Bastoni, of course, would be nice to rotate him, but then Augusto played a lot the last games. So this is what it is for Inzaghi at the moment. Lots of injuries, lots of issues up front. He has options. I'm happy to see Lautaro starting with Thuram. Taremi did well, but again, kind of not enough in front to go. I think this is the best lineup possible that we can start against Bologna. I know there is definitely the temptation, my temptation. I've always said I prefer Barella than Zielinski at the CDM, to put Barella at the CDM. But then at the same time, we know Inzaghi's not going to play Asllani as a mezzala. If Frattesi is not 100% fit, that's not really an option. So it has to be Asllani. I hope to see Zielinski continuing with his consistency. He was okay, 6.5 out of 10 performance against Venezia. Hopefully he can be more 6.5, 7 in this one. He needs to, in this Mkhitaryan rare absence, he needs to take this opportunity with both hands. And we should also see, hopefully, some appearance from Acerbi this time round. We do need Acerbi back. Correa apparently also still carrying an injury. He should be back for the Empoli game. We know Hakan is hopefully comes back by the Milan derby, in early February. We need him back for that for sure. Bisek will be out as well until early February by the looks of it. So difficult at the moment for Inzaghi, but as we keep saying, please, guys, keep gritting your teeth and keep just working your way through this difficult period. Keep getting the W's. That's all we can ask for. Yeah, that's it from me. Let's finish up with match predictions. If this is the lineup for tomorrow with Lautaro and Thuram, I am predicting a goal each from these two guys. Bologna under Italiano. If they do play the usual high line and aggressive pressing, I think we can punish them. I think they can be naive at times, especially with Erlich playing at the back. I can see Inter winning 2-0, even though they are a bit of a bogey team. Orsolini does like to step up against us. Castro might want to do his, audition for Inter, let's say. Actually, yeah, maybe a Castro or Orsolini goal. I can see that happening. Let's go for a 2-1 victory. Again, maybe it won't be the best Limone Ball performance from Inter, but I think we'll once again get the job done, get the 3 points, keep the pressure on Napoli and Atalanta. And that's all we can do. You guys let me know your comments down below. Who would you start? Yeah, just give me kind of your feelings at the moment, your vibes on the injury situation at the moment. We have some transfer news as well, like these new young it's Argentinians that we are buying, apparently very close to sealing the deal for one of them for sure. And then there's a second one that we're looking to seal, but it's going to be for the new B team or the under 23 team that we will have next season, which is something that I need to make a video about separately once we get closer to confirmation on that. But yeah, things are moving on and off the pitch. See you tomorrow night for the post-match reaction. Hopefully a positive one. Ciao ragazzi, always, Forza Inter, vamos Lauti, Ale Thuram.